up against me, they stumbled and fell. Israel, our enemy shall fall. It's war time. Take back our kingdom. Take back our crown.
God in these last days is going to raise you so-called black natives and the Spanish out of the land of your captivity if you repent and keep his law.
Who's the king? The Black Messiah.
That's right.
The Black Messiah.
That's right. Taking me. Now I got my brothers and we thousands deep. Which one of you devils wanna bat with me?
Christ smash.
On these bastards, some heathens run. And them church ghosts who never loved to but steady humming. Time to transform the water forever run. Giving H2O to your soul, your spirit sunken. It's wartime, Israel, don't back down. Lines on my eyes like they my eyebrows. Days is not small, but soon gon' bow down. The gods gon' rise up and take back our crown.
Come learn about your true history. Come learn about your heritage.
And if we do own them, we don't bring in the raw materials. Why is that, sir?
Because the world is given to the hands of the wicked.
The world is given to the hands of the wicked. All praises to the Most High. My brother know a little bit. Let me get that in Job 9.
Bring it up.
You know a little bit about the Israelites, my brother?
Yeah.
All praise to the Most High. You said your name is again what? Sean. All praise to the Most High, Sean. All right, so this is what Sean was bringing out. Bring that right here.
This is the book of Job, chapter 9 and verse 24.
Bring it up.
The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he?
So that is the answer. We are at the bottom of society right now because the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Why was that? Why was the earth given into the hand of the wicked?
Because we are the children of God, and we broke our commandments of God.
All praise to the Most High. You said that we the children of God and we broke his commandments.
Yes,
Let me get that in Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 15. You know where you get that? You know where to get that from in the Bible?
Come on.
You just kind of got a little bit. Yeah, you got the basics. All praise to the Most High. So yes, this is exactly right. My brother got some understanding right here. This is the reason why we're at the bottom of society because we're God's chosen people.
That's right.
And God told us there are certain things that we must do in order to be his chosen, to be at the top of society. But if we don't want to do that, there's going to be some consequences. Moses explains that in Deuteronomy. Bring that out.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
So Moses is warning Israel, or excuse me, God is warning Israel through Moses what would happen if we didn't do what? Read.
To observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
Israel will be cursed for not keeping God's laws. And one of the curses that are expounded upon is that the other nations will be the head and Israel will be the tail. Which goes back to that Job 9 about the wicked compass about the earth. The wicked is the ones ruling the earth. That's a curse that God will put upon Israel. That's how we know that we're Israel, based off these curses. So my brother, my memory's bad, so you got to tell me your name again. Sean. Okay. It's gonna give me a couple of times. I apologize, Sean. So, how do we flip the curses? Because that's the reason why we're out here. That's the reason why the prophets went out to the peoples and highways and byways to tell them how to flip the curses. So, Sean, what does the Bible say on how to get out of the condition that we in at the bottom of society? We got to turn back to the law, statutes, and commandments. All praises to the Most High. Now, where do you find that in the Bible? Because remember, we got to be justified by the words of God. Where do we find that at? It's all right. That's why we being edified today. Believe it or not, we just read it. Deuteronomy 20 verse 15. If you don't hearken to God, all these curses will come upon you. So if you do hearken to God, you will be blessed. Let me get that in verse 1, 28 verse 1.
Bring it up.
Bring that out. He got to come up, because absolutely, that's what we got to go back to do. So my next question will come to you after you read this is then, are you keeping the laws? That's how I'm going to come to you next for that. Because that's what we got to go back to doing. The churches don't teach us the laws, do they? All they tell us is that we got to tithe and give the pastor money so that way he can have a nice car, nice house, a nice building, but yet we still coming there on the bus.
Right.
The churches are like liquor stores. All they do is pacify us in our conditions. So nobody's telling us what we must do to get out of our situation. We tried marching, right? We tried voting. We had Barack Obama for 4 years, didn't do a damn thing. You know what I'm saying? We tried fighting with the Black Panthers, Nat Turner, so on and so forth, yet we still in these same conditions. Nobody has made sense to us that we are the Israelites and that there are things that we must do to turn our captivity. Read that.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
So God is telling Israel, God is telling you, Aaron, my brother, stay with me, stay with me. He's telling us, if we kept his laws, his commandments, where would we be at in relation to all nations on the earth?
High above all nations of the earth.
We already know, again, the wicked is ruling right now because we're not in order. We're not doing our job. So that's why we're out here to show our people we must go back to keeping his commandments. So the question that, you know, I said I was going to ask you about, so what are the commandments that we must be keeping, sir?
Well, they ain't supposed to be robbing, stealing from each other.
Not robbing or stealing, okay.
Right. They ain't supposed to be killing each other.
Not killing each other, okay.
You know, if you hate your brother, you know how you are murdering.
If you hate your brother, you murder. And you know, and these simple things right here would clean up our community.
Right.
If we wasn't robbing and stealing from our brothers or killing our brothers, we gotta where that police camera at? Right up here, right over there. Who do you think profits off of our iniquity and our sin?
Bring it up.
Who do they pay to police our neighborhoods? Who do they pay to sentence us to jail and prisons? Who do they pay to monitor us in prison? Who do they pay to come clean up our bodies after we shoot each other? They profit off of our sin, off of our iniquity. And we hate each other so much that when they shoot us down, we ready to close down 494 and march and protest. But let me shoot you down right now and you won't hear a damn thing. That's how much we hate each other. But if we understand that we are made in the image of God, I gotta see God in you, you see God in me, see Christ in you, you see Christ in me, we wouldn't do that to each other. We would come together, as the Bible says, a nation not desired, and do what we got to do to get out of our captivity, which is to keep the laws and to keep each other in check. Because right now, I don't see you keeping no laws right now. Do you know what I'm looking for on you right now? All praises to the Most High. This brother know it.
That's right.
Let me get Ecclesiastes 8 and 11. So you know some of this stuff. Let me ask you, sir, how long have you known you were Israelite?
I've been studying like 10 years.
You said 10 years, bro? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay. Now, were you keeping the laws when you first learned, or like did it just kind of stop after a while, or you weren't taught fringes? Well, you know fringes, so let me say that.
But the thing is, I want to learn all the laws.
Yeah.
So the fringes are for you to keep all the laws. But I want to learn them.
Yeah, you want to learn all the laws. Yeah.
I put them on. I want to learn them all.
You want to learn all the laws before you put them on?
Well, yeah.
You know that's impossible.
How is it impossible when it's written?
You said no. All the laws.
Not like learn them.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying, like, because there's over 600 laws.
I know.
So you can't learn all those and then put the fringes on. You just have to just start doing them. As you learn them, just start doing them. Like the scriptures say, it's better for a man who knows little and keep those laws versus you know a lot and don't keep a damn thing.
Bring it up.
So let me get that right here, because I asked you, like, how long have you known you're Israelite? How long have you got to keep the laws? So you know this. So this is what the Bible say about us brothers and sisters. We know the laws. We met a sister up in Fargo like 2 weeks ago. She knew she was Israel. She knew she had to keep the laws. But what do you think she was wearing that we saw her in? Some pants, absolutely. She knew the laws. So this is what the Bible say about us who know that. Read.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 8 and verse 11. Bring it out. Because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily.
So Solomon is letting us know the sentence, the judgment against an evil work. The evil work is Matthew 5 about let your light shine. So because if I'm looking at you, I'm going to mimic what you do. I'm a young man. I'm your son. I'm going to mimic what you do. And you're not teaching me the laws or teaching me something simple as wearing fringes. That's evil, because those are the laws God commanded us to keep. But because you weren't judged by that immediately 10 years ago, because the sentence wasn't executed immediately. Read.
Therefore, the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil.
God ain't gonna judge me. He hasn't judged me yet. We know about his judgments. We went to slavery. We still getting shot down by oppression. So we know there is judgment. But there's also mercy under Christ right now. So the Most High, give me that in Isaiah 56 and verse, I think it's 6 or 5, about the Lord reaching out his hand to you. It's 56 and 5. All praises. So the Most High, he's gonna keep coming to you through his prophets for a little bit of time. You know, all right, because now you got the word. You know it. Again, you might not know the 611th law or the 599th law, but what you do know, you can start to apply, start to keep. Give me that right there. Is that, you know what I want?
That's not it. That's not it.
Is it verse 6? It might be 55, verse 6. If you can't find it, that's okay. We could just drop it. But the Most High, obviously, he's reaching out to you. He's not going to come down from the sky. He's going to come down to you through his prophet. You got it? Okay, here we go. Read that.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 55 and verse 6. Seek ye the Lord while he may be found.
Right now, he's being able to be found through his prophets. Read.
Call ye upon him while he is near. Let the wicked forsake his way, and the unrighteous man his thoughts.
Right.
That's all I'm on that. So that's right now, that's what he's reaching out. So you know about fringes, right? Do you know about the Sabbath? What you know about the Sabbath? It's a rest day. Let me get Leviticus 23. I was just quizzing the brother on this earlier today. Are you with a school or camp right now, bro?
No.
Okay, all praise to the Most High. Because our information is on that flyer. Our address isn't on there, but we'll be there later on today out in Mounds View. So, brother, make sure we can write that on there for you of where to come, because that's also what's going to be able to help you endure in this walk, endure in this truth, is being around like-minded brothers. Because if you know the laws, but you're around, you know, wicked friends or wicked family members who say, I don't give a damn about that, they want to smoke their weed or have their hoes or whatever the case may be, that's going to seduce you, you know what I'm saying? But if you around, again, brothers who going to check you, be like, no, bro, we can't do that. We're going to hold strong in whatever little camp that we got, whatever little school we got. That's also a law that you must do, so that way you can hold strong and endure. So our information is going to be given to you, so that way, now again, you now have an outlet. You have a place to go, a place to contact, so that way you can stay deep rooted in these laws. Because if not, you're gonna be lost out there. But now again, that's my own words. You might already know this. You've been in the truth. You said you've been knowing longer than I have. I ain't only been about three something years. Read this.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 23 and verse 2.
This is what I was asking about the Sabbath in particular. Read.
Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them concerning the feast of the Lord, which ye proclaim to be holy convocations. Even these are my feasts. 6 days shall work be done, but the 7th day is the Sabbath of rest.
So that holy convocation meaning to gather together. We must gather together as much as possible. The scriptures say in Malachi 3:16 about speaking one to another as much as possible. My brother over there with your son, or possibly your nephew, my brother right there, the black cat, come over here and talk with us, man. We're trying to show you who you are according to the Bible. And see, that's why it's important too, because not only do you know who you are, but we got the younger generation coming up behind us. What do they know right now? They know weed, drugs, basketball, all kinds of stuff that's not going to help us as a people, as a nation. You know what I'm saying? That's not going to help us. So that's why it's important for you getting yourself right. Matter of fact, give me that in 2 Ezra 14. You know what I want? You getting yourself right is going to be able to let your light shine and help. You got kids, Aaron? You have kids, sir? Sean, I'm sorry. I got Aaron stuck in my head. I apologize, man. You gonna be all right, man. You gonna be all right. Sean, excuse me. But if you did have kids, or you got nieces and nephews, you got family members, whatever the case may be, they're looking at you. And so and I'm pretty sure you brought them the knowledge that you have, right? Right. And they probably rejected it?
No.
They didn't reject it?
No.
They actually took it? Yeah. They keep it the laws too? Y'all working on it? Well, the reason why I ask that is because that's the most common thing with a lot of us. When we learn who we are, first people we go to is our brothers, our sisters, our friends, and a lot of them reject it, you know what I'm saying? But over time, they see how you move, how you operate, keeping these laws and commandments. You don't keep Christmas no more, because again, the wicked benefit off of that. You know what I'm saying? You spend your money with them and so forth. They see you not eating pork or whatever the case may be. All praises. My brother, go out the street. Come on over, man. We ain't gonna bite. The other nations, your family and your friends see your actions, and they like, well, damn, I knew Sean when he was yay big and what he was doing out in the streets, blase. What happened that changed his way, his attitudes? Why all of a sudden is he wearing them hanging things? Right. You know what I'm saying? But that's the only way you're gonna be able to teach them. They have to see that in you first. Right. Read.
This is the book of 2 Ezra, chapter 14 and verse 13.
So what I was saying about you have to get yourself in order first. So again, you might not be able to know all, because and you say you want to know all the laws before you put the fringes on. We got brothers and sisters who come to our school. They say the exact same thing. Well, you know what? I messed up, so I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back out in the world. I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna get myself right, and then I'm gonna come back. This is the hospital.
Come on.
This Bible is the medicine that got the cure. So
That's right.
if how your knee, Sean, stay with me. How your knee gonna detach itself and say, let me go get right, and then come back? You can't. Come as you are and get cleaned up by this Bible.
Right.
You're not gonna be the same man that you were when you first came in. You're gonna continue to grow and to change and to transform. But you gotta come in first. You can't get right out somewhere else and then come back in. It just ain't gonna work like that.
Right.
So we talked about getting yourself together. Read. This is, as a matter of fact, this is for all of us, black men, black women, about getting yourself in order, not according to what Oprah say in her life classes, not according to what Wendy say in her hot topics. This is what God say about getting your life right. Read.
This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 14 and verse 13.
Come on.
Now therefore, set thine house in order and reprove thy people. Comfort such of them as be in trouble, and renounce corruption.
All praises. You got to set your house in order. You got to get yourself in order, Sean. And so again, if you truly believe this, let me get Baruch chapter 4, verse I think 2 or 3 about the things we know, the things that are pleasing to God. You know, I won't. So you got to get yourself in order first. And all praises again. Most High put all his stuff out there for us to know. How you doing, my brother? What's your name?
Mike, man.
Mike, all praise to the Most High. Mike, let me ask you a question. Why are we as black folks living at the bottom of society today?
Bring it out.
You couldn't tell me, but you know that is a fact, though, right?
Yes, sir.
Have our forefathers also been living at the bottom of society too?
Come on.
You got kids, Mike? And you know they gonna be living the same things you were subject to, right?
Yeah.
All praise. Well, I'm glad you stopped, man, because this gonna be the most important thing you're gonna ever get. The answer to that question. I don't know how much time you got, but I pray that you are able to stick around and walk away with that answer. Why are we living at the bottom of society? But let me get this for Sean real quick. Read. Because I'm sorry, we talking about getting yourself in order, right? And how you get yourself in order according to the Bible. Read.
Bring it out.
This is the book of Baruch, chapter 4 and verse 1.
Come on.
This is the book of the commandments of God.
This Bible.
And the law that endureth forever. All they that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die.
So if we're caught in the midst of sin when Christ returns, if we're caught in the midst of sin at any point in time, God can judge us. One of the sins that I'm seeing that you already know is not wearing fringes. Sin is breaking God's law according to 1 John 3 and 4. So at any point in time, we can be judged for that. Read.
Turn thee, O Jacob, and take hold of it. Walk in the presence of the light thereof, that thou mayest be illuminated.
So you got to walk in the presence of this Bible.
So
how do you do that? How do you uphold this Bible, right? Read.
Give not thine honor to another, nor to things that are profitable unto a strange nation.
That's right.
O Israel, happy are we, for things that are pleasing to God are made known to us
through this Bible, through this prophet. So the ways that God wants us to behave and hold ourselves are already made known to us. We just got to start doing them. So we know that He wants us to dress a certain way with the fringes.
Right.
All you got to do is just start putting them on. He wants us to keep the Sabbath holy. All right. All praises. Stick around, bro. Stick around, because again, this is love right here. This is the church right now. My brother Mike. Okay. Let me get Deuteronomy 28. So I asked you why we at the bottom of society, right? Are you a church-going man? Do you believe in the Bible at all?
I believe in the highest spirit.
Believe in the highest spirit. Maybe not necessarily a God or whatever the case may be.
Not the God they got on be having on the west side.
The God that made this image right there?
Yeah.
Right, absolutely. Why, when you getting beaten, lynched on the plantation fields, would you pray to a man who looked like that to free you from your oppressors when the ones who whooping you and oppressing you look just like that too?
Just like that.
Absolutely. Our oppressors are the ones who told us we couldn't read and write, and then they reinterpreted this Bible to us and told us that this man loved everybody.
Right.
Come as you are and stay as you are.
Come on.
And forget that stuff that happened back in slavery time, because that was in the past. We gotta love everybody. But when 9/11 happened, we ain't gonna never forget. Don't make no damn sense. Our brothers right here, y'all know who you are according to the Bible? You do? Okay. Well, who are you according to the Bible, sir?
Who am I? What?
Who are you according to the Bible?
I'm Noah.
Noah? Okay. Is it safe to say this? Are you also an Israelite?
Yes.
Okay. My brother right here as well?
I mean, I don't really, to each his own, I guess.
To each his own. You know, and that's one of the curses that God said would be upon us. Like we don't know who we are according to the Bible. So I'm gonna come back to you about why we at the bottom of society right now. So you know the story about Moses coming out of Egypt, right? Yeah. Pharaoh wouldn't let everybody go. God put some plagues on us, and then we walked out, right? So this is Moses speaking to Israel. Let me get 27:1 real quick so we can know who the audience is. All right. This is going to explain to us why we're at the bottom of society. Also, how we know that we're Israelites according to this Bible right here. Read that.
Bring it up. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 27 and verse 1. Come on. And Moses with the elders of Israel.
So I got that just to verify that Moses' audience is Israel, right? Okay. All praise to the Most High. Now, give me actually before you get that one, verse 15, 20, verse 15. Mike, if I didn't know any better, I always like to ask, you give me an example of us being oppressed. If I didn't, my eyes was closed, I lived under a rock, how are black people oppressed today? Give me some real examples.
Are we oppressed today?
Yes, sir.
Man, we just there, man. Look where we stay at. Look at all the stuff happened to most of black people.
All the stuff happened to most of black people. Let me make sure I'm being clear. So where we stay at, our housing condition, how does that look?
It ain't looking like I wanted to look.
Is it safe to say it kind of resembled the same way the plantations looked?
Yeah.
They ran down.
Bring it out.
Piss infested. Roach infested. No heat. So on and so forth. Owned by the same people who had us as slaves.
Bring it out.
Housing conditions, right? Okay. My brother right here, Noah, you give me an example of us being oppressed today.
Example is being oppressed today?
Yes, sir.
Us hating on each other.
Us hating each other, absolutely, right? As I was just telling Sean right here, so when we shoot each other down, we don't say a damn thing. You don't get no marches, no protests. But when our savior, the white man, the white cop shoot us down, oh my God, how can he do this? Right. That's an example of us being oppressed. Absolutely. We hate each other.
Right.
My brother right here, you give me an example of us being oppressed.
I feel like, you feel me,
it ain't hard. I mean, you can throw a dart in the air. You can grab anything.
Right.
I mean,
I want something real though.
Something real concrete. Bring it out.
I say how we us is like the younger version.
How you doing, sis?
Is looking up to the people that bigger us. You feel me? Like the music wise. Yeah. You feel me? They looking at like, you know, the drug dealing and all of that.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you talk about, because that's what the media puts out, right?
Yeah.
These drug dealers, Nicki Minaj, you know what I'm saying? People who are not gonna try to gear them in the right way.
Yeah, I feel like shorty should be, you know,
looking at people who got some understanding.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Now, and think about that. Who puts those musicians on TV?
White people.
Who signs the checks for them to sing those songs?
White people.
I stopped listening to the radio like several years ago because every song written by us or that you hear that's popular is about bitches and hoes.
Come on. Bring it out.
What else? What else? Well, shooting our brother down, murder records, drug dealers, all that kind of stuff. You don't got no positive songs that are popular. They're out there, but you got to find them. There's a reason for that, right? Because we mimic what we see, as I was telling my brother Sean right here. If I don't see you keeping the laws, I'm gonna mimic what you're doing, no matter if you know the laws or not. That's absolutely about us being oppressed. Did y'all know the examples that y'all gave? My sister, you follow along with us right now so far? All praises. The example that y'all gave, did y'all know that was in the Bible?
Yes, sir. I didn't know.
Our oppression is biblical. Now remember, Mike, who was Moses speaking to? The Israelites, the elders of Israel, right? Okay. So now I ask you, why are we at the bottom of society? Sis, this is something that I want to ask you as well. Why are we at the bottom of society? Why are we continually oppressed? Moses is going to give us the answer right here, verse 15. Read that.
Bring it out. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 15. Come on. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
So Moses is telling Israel, he's warning them, it's going to happen. It shall come to pass if you do not hearken unto the voice of the Lord your God. Read.
To observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So Moses is telling Israel they're going to be cursed for not keeping God's laws. The verses that we're about to read are the things that you guys all brought out. Now Moses is speaking to Israel, but when you read these curses, who do they fit? Whose history do they fit today? Is it us or is it Jewish people over there in Europe? Is it us or is it the Caucasians? All right, give me verse 16 actually.
Bring it out. This is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 16. Come on. Cursed shall thou be in the city, and cursed shall thou be in the field.
Now Mike said about our living conditions, right? Who lives in the ghettos? Who live, Mike, stay with me. Who live in the ghettos and the hoods? Black people. Right, us, right, sis. Now Moses said Israel will be cursed in the city. Who was being sold on auction blocks in the downtown cities back in the day? Black people, right. Who gets shot down in the cities, either by our oppressors or by each other? There is no white Mike Brown. No Asian Sandra Bland. That's only us. Israel would be cursed in the city.
Yes, right.
Did we read cursed in the field?
Yep.
And cursed in the field. So on the plantation, who was working on the plantations? Us. Who is cursed in the work field today? You might work at these places that the other nations own, but they pay us minimum wage, so we can't get out of our conditions in the city. Absolutely. It's modern day slavery. Absolutely. But Moses is talking to Israel about Israel being cursed. But this is our oppression. You got brothers, we partying in the club, which is still wrong, but he step on your shoe, now he gotta die. Right. I believe I heard on the bus on Broadway, an older man corrected a young man for saying something and got shot in the back. Or shot in the head or something like that. His brother's emotional. And again, we don't value each other's lives like that, so it's just easy just to kill you because now I hate you. That's a curse that Moses said would be upon Israel for not keeping his law. So this is how we know we're Israel based on these curses, because this don't fit nobody else but us. The Caucasians can get together. The Somalis been over here just for a few years. They got a whole little village, whole apartment system. The Chinese over in St. Paul. Everybody can get together except us. We were just talking about this last night. You at your jobs. You might work at a big job like a warehouse or something like that where you got a lot of different nationalities working there. Everybody sit amongst themselves except for us. We the only ones who want to sit scattered out. We can't stand to be around each other more than 2 seconds. That's a curse because, matter of fact, give me that in Zephaniah 2. We the ones who hate it, we the ones who need to come together. And it's not coming together to fight with bullets. It's not coming together to march and pray. It's to come back together keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments.
This is the book of Zephaniah, chapter 2 and verse 1. Gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together, O nation, not desire.
And obviously they ain't the Caucasians because everybody want to blonde their hair, so they ain't them. Now my brother Noah right here. So let me ask you, what is required of you understanding that you're Israel? Remember we asked you about this as well, Aaron. So because I can look at you right now and I'm looking for laws that you're keeping. So what's required of you, sir?
What's required for me?
Yes, sir.
To love my brothers and sisters with all my whole heart and be the best man I can.
Oh, praise it. How do you love your brothers and your sisters with all your heart?
Just by participating,
Let me get Leviticus 19:17.
Bring it out.
You said by participating?
Participating, being respectful, being also grateful.
Are you familiar with the laws of fringes?
Yes.
But wearing fringes. Okay. So that's one of the things that we look for with brothers and sisters who know that they're Israel about keeping that law. Right now, I also see that your head is covered, and one of the laws say that when we're praying and prophesying, scriptures are coming out, our heads are to be uncovered. So to love your brother as you love yourself with all your heart, as you said, this is what the scriptures say about that, which is true. Read this.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 19 and verse 17. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart. Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor and not suffer sin upon him.
So we're supposed to rebuke, which is also just means just go back to correct. Like, brother, hey, you know you're supposed to have fringes on. Bro, you know you're supposed to have fringes on because we know that there's judgments that God would put upon us. Just by you not wearing your fringes or eating pork or doing things that God told us not to do, now we go into slavery. But that's all of us. That's why we all have to keep each other in check. We have to make sure that you uphold the laws, because if not, we're going to be punished. All praises. Let me get that in Psalms 119 or 147, verse 19 and 20. There's judgments. There's judgments for not keeping God's laws. Our information is on there, bro. So check it out because this is important for you. This is important for all of us. This is why we're being judged. Because we don't want to keep God's laws. So love is showing my brother where they're going off. Show my sister where they're going off. Give me that.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 147, verse 19.
Bring it out.
He shows his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel.
His statutes and his judgments. So certain laws under the laws of Moses, you would die for. All right. Also, we're going to go into slavery. We're going to forget our nationality. We're going to be killing each other and hating each other. These are judgments. Let me ask you, Sean, when was the Caucasians judged for having us in slavery? As a nation, when were they punished? When were they all brought forth, killed, or put in jail, whatever the case may be? Never paid for their crimes, have they?
Right.
But we constantly keep getting paid or keep getting punished for our sins against God. We're being judged right now. They had their time. It ain't time for them right now. It's time for us.
Yeah, I ain't never back, no retreat. Nah, always surviving the heat. Yeah, you shoot me down in the street. Hold up, I came with many, we deep. Yeah, 144 deep. Man, I done came with a fleet. Got all my brothers with me. Yeah, I know you smelling defeat. I know you smelling defeat. You gon' be kissing my feet. Yeah, all of my brothers gon' eat. All of my brothers elite. Yeah, I be facing the east. Wisdom and knowledge increase. Yeah, you got a minute and seconds. God is releasing the beast. Yeah, your time is up on a lease. I just pull up for the rent. Give me that. Don't be expecting no grace. Nah, you get no chance to repent. Yeah, my haters looking so bent.
This is Bishop Nathaniel of Israel United in Christ. Please subscribe to our YouTube channels. Stay up to date with our latest events, music, and classroom lessons. IUIC plans to continue visiting different countries where this gospel has not been preached before. IUIC needs your help in pushing this truth. So join us. Subscribe to our Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and podcast, and stay up to date with us. For more information, please visit www.israelunite.org.